Hello, BHMS families. You know us, Miss Heather and Miss Jennifer. We wanted to put together a quick video for you so that we could talk a little bit about independence in the Montessori classroom environment and also at home with all of you. What we want to focus on a little bit is the practical life area of the environment. There are 4 main areas in the classroom, but we're just going to be touching on practical life. And you know, your children might come home and you might ask, what did you do today? And you could have a child that says, I poured water. And they did. And we'll be showing water pouring. But in this area of the classroom, there are 3 direct purposes for all of the materials that we give lessons on. And those are independence, concentration, and control of movement. And all of these are so important for them to really ingrain, because it makes them able to move forward in the other areas of the classroom.
Can I interject at this
Yes.
point and share?
Please do.
So, as most of you know, I taught kindergarten for many years, and when I left kindergarten and moved to Massachusetts and was working up here as the assistant, I was astounded by the practical life area, because I too was like, why are they pouring water? Why are they polishing a mirror? Why are they, sweeping things up? Why are they doing all these practical life things? And pretty quickly, I realized all of the indirect benefits of doing all of these works. And when I went through my program, I couldn't help but share that everything that my kindergartners were missing at the beginning of the year, they had the math, they had the language, we had the science and the geography. We didn't have practical life, and that is what they were missing, and that is what prepares them for all of those other areas of the classroom. And it is really truly the heart of the Montessori Children's House, is that practical life area. It seems like it's just very simple, very basic, but it's truly fundamental to all the success that they will have in school, in life,
Right.
and in general. So, yeah.
Right. And actually, while you were saying that, Ms. Jennifer and I talked a little bit about this earlier today, and about how, there are many things in the classroom where we're, preparing their pencil grip, their tripod. Mm-hmm. And I liked how you explained.
Oh yes, so there's the pincer
pincer
grip, and so I've had many kindergartners in my past that could build the tiniest little Lego things because they're just using that pincer grip. You are born with that pincer grip, and that is something that all babies can do naturally. You can see it when they start picking up their food to feed themselves. What is not natural and what needs to be developed is the tripod grip. So that is using those 2 fingers and your thumb, and that is exactly, when you think about it, how you hold your spoon, how you hold your pencil, and how you are going to be able to succeed in school. Because if you can't hold a pencil, you can't write at all, or draw, or do anything like that. So I had lots of parents over the years, my child does Legos all the time. What do you mean they don't have good fine motor? Nope, they don't have that tripod grip. That is what needs to be developed, and that is one of the fundamental skills that we are developing in the practical life area.
Right. And you might not think it. Again, your child might go home and said, I did spooning today. But the way that we're presenting it is we are specifically showing how to hold that spoon so that they're using those 3 fingers. So we picked out a couple different materials here just to show briefly, so that when your child does come home and say, I did pouring today, this is the lesson that we give. And you'll see why, it's so controlled, it's slow, it's calm, and you know, we're very mindful about every single lesson that we give. We're very mindful about how we present ourselves in that moment, because they're watching every single thing that we do, right? So I'm gonna just show this quick pouring lesson. And at the beginning of the year, we do have vessels that do not have the handles, because a lot of the children are still using the whole hand grip. But at this point of the year, I do have the handles and water as well. And we usually start with dry pour. Now, if I had spilled a little bit, which sometimes I do purposefully, we have a little sponge, which is very fun. And then you show them how to sponge it up and squeeze it out. And again, we're
Using those 3 fingers.
now, I always move it back I then pour, but I like to pour always from left to right. That's another thing that you're not thinking about at home. We're doing everything from left to right to really get that eye movement ready for reading and writing. So that is simple, right? And as we move forward on our shelves, it starts as simple and it goes to complex. Now, this is not complex, but this is something with more steps to it. And again, this is mirror polishing. So we have a little mirror. And now we have a little jar where they have to be able to turn that, and we're using our 3 tripod fingers here to squeeze, right? And when we're putting everything out, we also set it all up. So now we can see all of the steps out in front of us.
Left to right.
Left to right. This one takes more time. I just wanted to show the setup of it, and also how, you know, we do change up different things. This has a little, there we go. We do change it up, so there are different things that we're utilizing in practical life to really prepare that tripod grip. Now, as we're doing all of this, our children are then able to pour different vessels of water. We do hand washing using bigger pitchers. We do table scrubbing, where they go and they fill up a pitcher and they pour it into a bigger bowl, and they're scrubbing tables from left to right.
With the counterclockwise swirl,
yes,
so that they're getting prepared to make the letters, because most of the time when you're learning to form your letters, you're going in that clockwise motion, or you're going from top down, at
Right.
least with print. So
right, exactly. So, you know, as we're preparing them for later on things in this classroom, we're trying to also get them to be that independent person in the room, where they can pour themselves water to drink. They can spoon themselves food at lunch or the snack table. And, you know, we also have these beautiful dressing frames where we're showing them how to do their own snaps, how to do their own buttons, how to zip. All of these are things that then you can be doing at home. So that's where we're gonna shift, I think, and talk a little bit about some things that they can work on at home with all of you.
yes,
Now, one thing that we always notice at the beginning of the year is that our new friends who are coming in, our youngest ones, who might have an accident or two, are really struggling at times to put on their own dry clothes.
Or even after they use the bathroom, to pull up their
Yes.
pants by themselves.
Yes. So that is something at home I want you to really allow them to not only do, but to struggle a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where all the miracle of it happens, right? They are struggling to put a sock on. Socks are really, really, really difficult, if you think about it. But once they do it once, they want to put those socks on and take those socks off and put them on and take them off, and they should, because now they're mastering that skill. And in the classroom,
and that's where the joy comes in when they succeed
Right.
on their own. They
Yes.
struggle a little,
Yes.
but then they have that success, and they're like, wow, you did it.
Right.
You worked so hard. Look, you're able to put your socks on by yourself now.
Exactly. And now it's getting chillier and it's becoming coat wearing season. So we do show them a way that they can flip their coat over their head in the classroom. At home, I want you to allow them to try to put their coats on, even if it's upside down, even if the hood is at their bum. Allow it, because they're doing it and they're trying. They'll figure it out that it can't be zipped like that at some point, but they might just say, nope, I'm gonna wear it and like this, and that's fine. On a super duper cold day, of course, we're gonna say, does that feel comfortable? Let's see if we can switch it around. But coats, this is a big one. We want everyone to be working on this at home, because with 20 children in a classroom
We
and
can't
2
help.
adults, we
Yep.
can't help every child.
No.
The older children do help,
They
the
do.
younger children, especially with zipping.
Yes.
But we want everyone to be able to really feel that joy of doing it themselves. And that's where you can help at home. Can you think of anything else? At this point of the school year, I think at lunch, just about everybody is
It's
able
able to
open their lunches.
Their lunch, and everybody's able to serve themselves snack, and they all know how to wash their dish when they're done and put it in the drying rack.
Yes.
So I think that's important. Those are things that you can help them to do at home. They can help you do the dishes if you have an appropriate stool for them to climb up. They love to help.
They do love to help.
And there are days sometimes, even when I'm changing out work, when I have old trays and old
Yes.
vessels, and my older kids are like, I'll wash those, Miss Jennifer, I'll wash them. They love to do it. They love to help.
Right.
So let them help with the cleaning at home.
Yes.
Most of my kids have learned how to use the dustpan at this point.
Yes.
And with a little bit of practice, they're
Right.
getting a little better at that each day. And the older kids, of course, are quite experienced at that at this point.
And I was just going to suggest too that if you, I know at my house I have a basket of, cloths and things like that. If there is a spill or something, that everyone in my home knows where you can go to get something, to clean something up. If you do not already have something like that in place, I would suggest it, because our children know what cloths in the classroom are used for cleaning up a spill, and they are to clean up their own spills, whether on a table or on a floor.
And we have ones that are just for the floor.
Yes.
We have ones that are just for the table, and then we have the clean cloths that we use only once, when whoever's job it is to spray down and wash the tables after lunch. Those only get used once and then get put in the laundry basket. Whereas if they were cleaning up water, that might go on the drying rack and can be reused, because it's not really dirty.
Right.
It's just wet.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
we do a lot of that as well. and again, that's the independence of hanging something on the drying rack, and then the folding it up when it is dry. We do have them. The napkins that go home to get washed, all of the children are practicing smoothing out the cloth and then folding them in half and folding them down so that they're in fourths and they are ready to be put on tables for lunchtime.
Yes. And we have learned in the upstairs classroom about like a trifold as well.
Ooh,
So we
fancy.
do our napkins like that. All of our cloths are
Yeah.
folded into the quarters. So it's some of the 4-year-olds and the kindergartners that are really quite good at those trifolds at this point. I know it looks very nice. It's very aesthetically pleasing, which is, you know, a Montessori necessity. And just one last thing, unless you have something else you want to add about independence.
Oh, I really appreciate the children who carry their own bags.
Yes.
I know that they're heavy, I know that they're tired at the end of the day, but we want them to be in the habit of carrying their own things. That was something that I always found with my own children. When you're going to the beach, even the smallest one would carry their own towel and their own pail, just something very simple. And so they are capable of bringing their bags in and they are capable of bringing their bags out. But somehow, as soon as they see mom or dad, they don't know how to hold their bag anymore. And they get thrown on the ground out at dismissal. And feel free to say, oh, we're still at school, you can carry that. And you can carry that into the home as well.
Yes.
So you can say, they can literally carry it into the home as
Yes.
well. When they get home,
They
you
can.
say, here is your bag, please bring that inside. They are perfectly capable of
And they
doing
can help
that.
empty it.
Oh my gosh,
They can
yes!
help empty it.
And they could wash their lunchbox.
They
Yes,
could.
They could do all those things.
This takes a lot of patience on your part.
Yes.
We know that. But this is just going to benefit them and you in the long run.
Yes.
And one thing that I've been thinking a lot about, and I wanted to end this video with, is the beauty of boredom.
Yes.
And, you know, this year I haven't heard it yet, but every year we do hear children say, I'm bored. What does that even mean to them? They don't even know. I think that's just something that they've heard adults say, because what we want them to feel sometimes is bored, because that's
Mind starts going.
yes, and then they think, what would I like to do?
Oh.
What is there to do? And that's where that intrinsic motivation really jump starts, and they get to do some really, really creative and wonderful things. So at
Absolutely.
home, first of all, try not to say you're bored in front of them. I know that's hard. But also, you know, let them just be sometimes.
Yep.
Just be.
Yep.
They can figure things out on their own. They have, I'm sure, so many things available to them that they can play with and utilize in your home. So, the beauty of boredom.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm sure there's going to be questions after this video.
Oh yeah.
And please, any questions that you might have, please email me. And all of those questions, Miss Jennifer and I are going to look through, and we will be doing a live Zoom. Do you think? We'll do a live Zoom.
We can do a live Zoom. Yeah.
And the live Zoom, we will keep muted though for everyone. We will answer all of the questions you've submitted in that Zoom. And if you're on the Zoom and you have any other questions, you can then just comment a question and
In
we'll
the chat.
yes, in the chat, and we will answer anything that you might be wondering about.
Yeah.
All right, and we will hopefully do another one of these videos in a few months.
We'll be YouTube stars.